Hey, it's Dr. Russell. So, this week I wanted to talk about a feeling and an emotion that I've been seeing a lot of. I don't know if there's something in the air or what's going on, but a lot of my patients have been feeling more irritable lately. So, I want to talk about three of my favorite herbs for irritability to help. We tend to see irritability, especially in women, kind of later in their cycle. So, in that later luteal phase, as we start transitioning to having a period. But sometimes that can be a couple weeks before. Maybe after ovulation, things just kind of go downhill and that irritability builds and builds and builds. Another very common time is just during perimenopause. So that can lead to mood changes like irritability. So, some key times to kind of pay attention to that. And again, we're going to talk about some herbs to help with irritability, but as always, we really want to focus on the root cause or what's causing that. So, if you know that there's some tension maybe between you and your partner and that's causing the irritability and it's just something you need to talk about, that would be a good thing to address. Or maybe it's something going on at work or some other kind of irritation that's causing these feelings to happen. It's good to kind of take a step back and address that. But if you're not in a place to do that, or something just kind of came at you from out of nowhere and you're having a hard time dealing with it, these herbs can really helpful to take that irritability down, to at least maybe allow you to function a little bit better so you're able to actually deal with the situation. So the first herb that I love is called Scutellaria lateriflora, or American skullcap. And what it does is it helps just calm everything down. And especially if the irritability is not just mental, just thoughts, but a physical like agitation and restlessness that you just can't seem to settle. It's also what we call a tropho-restorative for the nervous system, and that just means it helps kind of repair and replenish that. So especially if there's been years of chronic stress and that's feeling more irritable, that definitely can help reverse some of that and get you back to a better state of health. So it's great, again, for just that overactive nervous system where things are just kind of physically and mentally agitated. It's a very safe herb. I love using it for a variety of reasons, but especially when that irritability piece is there, it's great. I usually use the tincture, so about a teaspoon, up to a half teaspoon to a teaspoon, depending on the person, up to 3 times a day in some water. The only caution I have with it is a little bit sedating. So I always start lower and work up just in case someone is more sensitive, and it takes them too far where they're not maybe agitated anymore, but they're kind of sleepy. So I want to find that balance. But it's definitely a good herb to help kind of take everything down several notches. My second herb that I really love is lemon balm. So Melissa officinalis. It's in the mint family. If you've seen it, it looks like mint, but it smells like and tastes like lemon. It's a fantastic plant. It's just also very calming, and I think of it as a very happy plant. So you can use the herb as a tea, as a tincture, whatever format you want to use. But it's very, very soothing and kind of lifts the spirits a bit. So it helps ease some of that mental tension. With lemon balm, we just want to be cautious in people with hypothyroidism because it can make sometimes those situations worse. But otherwise, it's a very, very safe herb to use, and it's a very pleasant herb. And I know you can grow it since it is in the mint family. It takes over a bit, so you want to keep it kind of contained. But it's a very, very happy herb. So that's my second one. And my third herb is what's called motherwort, or Leonoris cardiaca. It's generally more of considered a female herb, so we use it a lot for female conditions like irregular periods or painful periods, but it's really good for times of transition too. So again, especially with that perimenopause transition of hormones and that irritability, it can really help take that edge off. And cardiaca, if there's heart palpitations, Leonoris definitely, or motherwort, would be a great herb for that. So I think of it as a very comforting, heart-centering herb. Again, if there's some heart involvement with palpitations and the irritability, that would be a good one. Leonoris or motherwort, like lemon balm, we want to avoid in hypothyroidism. But the only thing as well with Leonoris is we want to be careful in pregnancy. So if that is something you're trying to make happen or you are pregnant, I would avoid that herb. and definitely a little bit lower on the dosing. So just a teaspoon once a day for that herb. But those are my three. So we have Scutellaria, American Skullcap, we have lemon balm or Melissa officinalis, and then we have motherwort or Leonoris cardiaca. So hopefully some of those are helpful. You try some of those. I love playing with herbs, but again, getting to that root cause is important as well, but at least you have these tools in the meantime to help you get through. So I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I will see you in a few weeks for some more great tips and info.